In economics, it's called green shoots or recovery. Positive signs that an economy is on the revival path. And now such green shoots are being witnessed in the beleaguered Indian economy too. A research study has unearthed some good news finally. For the month of January, manufacturing activity in India has expanded. And that too at its quickest pace in nearly 8 years. A private survey has claimed that output and new orders are shooting upwards. After a pickup in demand, Indian goods producers scaled up production in the month of January. The Purchasing Managers' Index, or PMI, has risen to 55.3 in January from 52.7 in December. That's the highest reading since February 2012. Basically, a figure above 50 indicates expansion. Anything lower signals contraction. The survey tracked jobs, supplies as delivery time, and stocks of purchases. Around 400 manufacturers were interviewed for this study, and it found that hiring activity has also improved in the first month of 2020. That means more jobs have been created, with companies employing people at their quickest rate in 7.5 years. This growth comes on the back of improvements in many factors, including higher goods and services tax or GST collections and growth in core sector industries. Now, here's something to note. The RBI cut its key interest rate by over a percentage point last year. But there's always pressure to bring rates down further, and that would certainly help India's manufacturing sector. It seems to be picking up. So are some other areas. New business intakes have been the strongest for over 5 years. Companies are expanding their capacities because they anticipate new business. And they've attributed this to a better consumer demand scenario, meaning demand is expected to go up. This includes demand in foreign markets. New export orders have seen the sharpest rise since November 2018. Global tech manufacturers want to make in India, we are told. Here's the latest on that front. Apple supplier Wistron is set to assemble key iPhone components in India now. The Taiwanese company plans to assemble circuit boards for iPhones, and for that, they're setting up a new plant in South India. Wistron's second phone plant near Bengaluru will start operations in April. It will make iPhone 7 and 8 models, some of which will be exported. The facility will be capable of producing up to 8 million smartphones annually, and this is part of Wistron's $400 million investment plan in India. So far, so good. Now, all of this suggests something very important, that the Indian economy may just finally be getting back on firmer footing. It's a long way to go, yes. And the growth cycle has been sparked up, but there is a huge factor that threatens to throw a wet blanket. The factor is not domestic, but the impact will be. The virtual shutdown in China following the coronavirus outbreak is a serious concern. It is still early to say how much damage it will end up doing. But one thing is for sure, it will weigh on both consumer and company sentiment going forward. On the plus side, India and China together will make up 1/3 of the global GDP by the year 2060. That's according to predictions by a Japanese think tank. In the next 40 years, India will see a 4-fold increase in its share of global GDP from 4% in 2019 to 16% by 2060. That is a projection, and that will make India the third biggest contributor in the world.